Hello guys, once again, this is Kyle, 9965. It's a bit bored today. I didn't have anything really to do. So I thought, why not make a video on on one of the many things I enjoy in life, and that's professional wrestling. So today I'm just gonna make a video of the top 5 world heavyweight champions, best world heavyweight champions in WWE history, in my opinion. So the World Heavyweight Championship is one of the oldest titles in wrestling history. I mean, going back to like almost 100 years. And I mean, it's just such, in my opinion, I think it is the last and only prestigious title in the WWE currently right now, because the tag team titles, the Intercontinental, the U.S. title, they don't mean a darn thing anymore. The WWE Championship is nothing but a prop. The only time it really felt important, or it felt like it had prestige, was that when I was at the Money in the Bank, and CM Punk fought John Cena for the title. That's the only time the belt felt something and meant something. But other than that, the WWE title had lost this prestige, in my opinion. So the World Heavyweight Championship is the only belt that really holds prestige left in the wrestling business, and it's one of my few favorite belts, well, 4 favorite championship belts in history. So I just listed off the top 5 best World Heavyweight Champions in WWE history. And when I say World Heavyweight Champions, I'm not talking about, although the World Heavyweight title goes back through WCW, I'm not going to mention those because I consider although the WCW and World Heavyweight title it's the big gold belt, I consider them to be 2 totally separate, different belts. So I might make another video of top best WCW champions of all time. But for right now, I'm just going to talk about the top 5 best world heavyweight champions in WWE. And the choices that I've picked are some of my favorite wrestlers, but I didn't pick them because I'm biased. These are names I've listed because of, one, their work and their credibility within the ring, and second, the prestige that they brought to the world title. So, start with number 5 is the rated R superstar, Edge. A lot of people may think Edge is, and I'm not doing this because Edge retired early this year, but if you really look back in the last, say, 2 to 3 years, about 3 years, the world heavyweight title picture has always had Edge in it, whether Edge won the championship or whether he lost it. Edge has won that belt more than anybody in the WWE. It used to be Triple H, who I think it won it 5 times, but Edge has won it, I think, 6 or 7 times. Edge's whole gimmick, is a rated R superstar, the ultimate opportunist. I really like the character. You got to know him sometimes, but I really think Edge brought. I think he was a good heel. Probably one of the best heels, in my opinion, in WWE, to have won the World Heavyweight Championship. Number 4 on my list is Kurt Angle. Now, if you look at Kurt Angle only held the world title for about for a coffee break, meaning like 2 months. He really didn't have a long reign with it. But I was glad when Kurt Angle won the World Heavyweight Championship. Kurt Angle is a wrestling machine. Kurt Angle is like a wrestler's wrestler. He really is, no doubt about that. And just for the simple fact, like I said, Kurt Angle he's a beast in the ring. And even at his age, he's like 43 or 44, and he can still put on 5-star quality matches with guys like AJ Styles, who's like in their 30s. I think that's fantastic. So yeah, Kurt Angle, I thought was a great World Heavyweight Champion, although, like I said, he only held it for like 2 months. I think he's one of the very few great wrestlers to ever held that belt. Number 3 on my list is Triple H. And I know some of you guys may say, Triple H, when you look at Triple H's reign as the World Heavyweight Champion, he's always cheated, he's always had evolution to do this and that. And that's true. But I think if, when the World Heavyweight title was first introduced in 2002 by Eric Bischoff on Monday Night Raw, and they gave it to Triple H, I thought Triple H was the perfect person to carry that belt. Because since Triple H had that belt, he was one of the first guys to bring prestige to the World Heavyweight title when WWE decided to bring it back on Monday Night Raw. He was one of the first people, like I said, not one of, but he was the first World Heavyweight Champion in WWE history, and he did bring prestige to the title. Like I said, before Edge, he was the only person who held it the most. He's beaten a lot of people: Booker T, Goldberg, Kevin Nash. I'm trying to think who else I can think of. Rob Van Dam, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton. Scott Steiner. There's just so many people that Triple H has beaten. To retain his title. Kane. So Triple H is number 3 on my list for one of the best World Heavyweight Champions in WWE history. Second is The Undertaker. The Undertaker is another guy like Kurt Angle, who even in at his late age, he can still bring on a 5-star quality match. Undertaker is one of the most respected wrestlers in and outside of the ring. He's also one of the most respected and beloved characters of all time. Undertaker is, I think, like maybe a 7 or 8-time world champion collectively, winning the WWE Championship, I think, twice, 2 or 3 times, and then like a 5 or 6-time World Heavyweight Champion. I think the World Heavyweight title, it suits the Undertaker. The World Heavyweight Championship is such an old school, iconic, classic belt, and and Undertaker, his character and his gimmick is very iconic, and it's old school. So I just think it goes hand in hand, fits perfectly. And Undertaker has had some fantastic matches too. Defending the world title, whether it's against Edge, against Batista at WrestleMania 23, Kurt Angle. Although when he fought Kurt Angle for it, Kurt Angle had the world title at the time. But still, Rey Mysterio, just CM Punk. They just had a lot of great matches. Then the World Heavyweight Champion. And number 1 on my list is for the number 1 best World Heavyweight Champion in WWE history, Chris Benoit. And yes, I said his name, Chris Benoit. And then, a lot of people may say, Chris Benoit's a murderer, he's this and he's that. But you know what? I don't really care. Chris Benoit is one of the best darn wrestlers of all time. In my opinion, I consider him one of the second greatest, best technical wrestler, second only to Bret the Hitman Hart. He was just phenomenal. And, to see, how when he started in WWE, how he clawed and scratched and fought his way, for 4 or 5 years though he was in WWE, and to finally get his big moment and get his big break at WrestleMania 20, defeating Triple H and Shawn Michaels for the world title. That was just such a mark-out moment. It was an historical moment because, like I said, for those of us who enjoy Chris Benoit's work and who's been there with Chris Benoit from his days of ECW, WCW, and through WWE, to see that he finally got his big moment, it was just an amazing feeling. And he had a really good run with it too. I think he had the belt for like maybe 6 months. So he had a pretty good lengthy run with it. Battling guys like Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Kane. You know, just had a lot of quality, you know, 4-star matches, and really brought prestige to the World Heavyweight title, and really, you know, brought it up to the next level. So yeah, so this is my top 5 best World Heavyweight Champions in WWE history. Tell me, guys, what you think. Leave some comments of what you think. Who are your top 5 World Heavyweight Champions in your opinion? Like I said, the names I've listed here, some of these guys are my favorite wrestlers. I didn't put them on the list because I'm biased towards these guys, but I just based it off of you know, prestige that they brought to the title, and also you know, their career and their wrestling ability, you know, and if they really deserved it. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think of the video. I might make a video of the top 5, like I said, best WWE champions in history, WCW champions, ECW, Ring of Honor, you know, the TNA, doesn't matter. So let me guys know what you think. Leave a comment, subscribe. Later.